It's Monday, November 21st, 2022. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Well, here we are. Markets down across the board today. And we're getting some very, very concerning news about this potential railroad strike that will not go away. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I'm just reading some of these articles today, just going over some of the data here. I'll share some of it with you. This one on CNBC. Here's why Home Depot and Lowe's are booming in a housing market bust. In my opinion, why we are watching a boom in a housing bust is because people have taken out money out of their homes, HELOCs, and they have multiple credit cards, and they are shopping at Home Depot, they're shopping at Lowe's, they're pouring more money into their homes that are going down in price right now. I think that this is probably a real bad time to use a HELOC, to put back into your house, to use credit cards, to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and to put upgrades into your home, a home now that is going down in value. This money is going to have to be paid back. Many of these HELOCs are floating and rates are going up. People are going to get themselves into big trouble here. They're going to get themselves underwater or upside down, as they say in the real estate market. They're going to get upside down where they owe more on the house than the house is worth. I don't think this is a great time now to be spending thousands of dollars in upgrades in your home, unless you can afford to do it and you plan on staying there. But these people who think they're going to get this money back, that the market's going to have some type of miracle take place, and that they're going to invest in new appliances and new flooring and new bathrooms, and they're going to get this money back in a depreciating market, not going to happen. So be very, very cautious. But how long does this last? How long till people no longer have access to those HELOCs or to the credit cards? The money is running out, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to see at some point. I think this is when we know we're going to be in really big trouble. When we begin to see Lowe's and Home Depot begin to go down, as we begin to see sales plunge at Home Depot and Lowe's, this is when you know people have run out of money. Here's another one. This on the economiccollapse.com, the end of retail industry as we know it today. It's so sad. As I was out today looking at so many businesses that have closed, so many vacant buildings. Last month, 37% of small businesses could not pay their rent. I've never, ever heard of a time in America where 37% of small business owners could not pay their rent. I was at an ATM yesterday pulling some money out of the bank, and the car in front of me used 2 different ATM cards and still could not get any money out of their ATM. Putting card in after card, hitting buttons, getting nothing in return, and just had to drive away. People are getting tapped out right now. We had the carpets cleaned yesterday, and the carpet cleaner, nice guy, Louis, really nice guy, small business owner, and he said that inflation is killing him. He is working not only with his carpet cleaning business, but also he has an Amazon driving job, delivery job for Amazon, and so he's working 2 jobs, and he says he can barely make it. He says this, just like most of these articles that I share with you daily, he is working paycheck to paycheck, like 63% of this country is doing right now. He just reinforced and verified that what we were talking about is true. He's a small business owner, and he said right here, right in this room, right here, I'm working paycheck to paycheck. I can't get ahead. Just have enough to cover the bills. That's it. He cannot save money, cannot get ahead. And this is when things get dangerous, because if you have a piece of equipment go down, a car goes down, the kid falls down, needs to go to urgent care, and you need $500 or $1,500, what do? And my heart goes out to the small business owner, to the entrepreneur, to the people out there every day fighting, struggling, nose to the grind, every day just trying to make a buck, and they're getting taxed to death. Inflation, another tax that is taxing them to death. Prices of everything going up, and people having a very, very difficult time getting ahead. They're working more and making less. Then you go to the store, you pay more, and you get less. It's horrible what's going on. But Louis verified yesterday that what we are talking about is 100% true. Why are we not helping small businesses? Why are we not giving them a tax break? Why are we not giving them incentives? Why are we not sending them money instead of sending money over to Eastern Europe? Why are we not cutting money and checks to small business owners and incentivizing them to continue with small businesses, the backbone of America? How many more small businesses can we lose before we lose the backbone of America? This is absolutely repulsive, what is taking place. And here's another one regarding business. This was on Fox Business. Crime and panhandling hurting local businesses. Nashville area store manager says, Nashville, Tennessee. He says, we're losing customers. Please comment down below. Are you seeing this in your area too? Is this if you're a small business owner, are you seeing this problem too? I see more and more people in my area panhandling. They're going right up to cars. They're there every day. They've got signs. They're walking up to windows, knocking on windows. This business owner in the article says theft, panhandling, and harassment is scaring people away. He says people are coming in, like these people are coming into the store and panhandling and harassing customers in his store. People feel unsafe. They have cameras everywhere, but guess what? Cameras don't do anything to deter these people. They don't do anything to deter crime. Store owners feel unsafe, many of them closing an hour early because they don't feel safe when the sun goes down. A store owner in this article says he's putting motor oil, engine oil, outside of his store to keep the homeless people from hanging out in front of his store. Crime is no doubt. We have a few things hurting the economy here. Inflation, high taxes, and crime. And it is absolutely incredible to see the amount of crime taking place and nothing being done about it. We have such a breakdown in society right now. It's incredible. I was watching a video last night from an Elton John concert, I believe in Los Angeles. And some people got into a minor little fender bender or something, and one thing led to another, and this guy gets knocked to the ground, gets his ankle broken. They hit him in the head a couple times while he's on the ground, three different individuals. Then a gentleman takes this man's wife and body slams her on the asphalt. The gentleman that was on the ground. His wife got out of the car to help protect him. They attacked her too. We are in a twilight zone now, ladies and gentlemen, where people are getting attacked at an Elton John concert, and then they body slam a woman to the ground on asphalt. It's incredible. The amount of animals that are out there right now. And this is why I say, you really have to take into consideration security right now. Next to God, the #1 asset on planet Earth. Before you think about putting food away and cash away and gold and silver away, you better worry about your security situation. Do you have enough of it? Do you have the right security? Things you better start thinking about right now, because if this can happen at an Elton John concert and a woman can be body slammed at an Elton John concert, I mean, this is, we're past the point of no return, and you better be able to take care of yourselves. Here's another one from the economic collapse. 3 major factors which will make 2023 a historically painful year for the housing market. Remember, existing home sales are down 28.4% year over year. That is a staggering number, a level we haven't seen since 2008. And it's about to get much worse. These markets have been so overinflated. Remember, the Fed was buying mortgage-backed securities in the height of this bubble. The Fed had put mortgage rates below 3%. We printed and injected nearly $7 trillion in 30 months into the economy. And now they've created the biggest housing bubble on planet Earth. We have 3 major factors here that are going to guarantee now. Big problem. The Fed. Rates are going to go higher. Now the Fed is going to go the opposite way. The pendulum has now swung the other way. The Fed literally could go rogue. Everybody was saying the Fed would never raise rates, and they raised. The Fed will never raise rates again. They rose again. The Fed will never raise 75 basis points. They raised 75 basis points 4 times in a row. People are still saying the Fed isn't going to raise again. They're going to raise again in December. It will be probably 50 basis points. What if the Fed does go rogue? What if they just carry this through all through next year? What if we have multiple rate hikes, 25, 50, another 75? What if this is all planned? What if this is all orchestrated? People give too much credit to the Fed that they're going to fix things, or that the Fed is on their side, or the Fed is their friend. They are none of this, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be preparing. The Fed may not pivot. The Fed may not reverse course. I don't care if they pivot or not. It doesn't really matter. I'm hedged either way. But many people better get ready, because I don't think the Fed is going to pivot anytime soon. And this is going to guarantee more problems in the housing market. Layoffs. How about layoffs? Every day it's thousands. Or 10,000 more layoffs, 5,000, Amazon, 10,000, Carvana, another 1,500. It just goes on and on and on. And this is all adding up. We have over 225,000 people a week filing first-time jobless claims. And we're going to see more and more layoffs, and unemployment is going to begin to rise while wages continue to go down, inflation goes up, and mortgage rates go up. Here's another problem here. Underwater mortgages. If prices keep plunging, here we are, 28.4% for existing home sales, down year over year. If this continues, we're going to have a lot of people, 20% plus, will be underwater on those mortgages very, very soon. So take that into consideration. This is why I believe we're going to see big trouble in housing. It's already begun. It's going to get much worse in 2023, and it could be much worse in 2024. This could take years to play out. Remember, when the banks begin to foreclose, this is a bit time consuming. Once the banks foreclose on the property, then those properties sit on the shelves at the bank, could sit for a year, could sit 6 months, could sit 2 years before they go back onto the market. So these REOs will be coming, but it's not going to happen within the next 12 months. It's probably 24, 36 months down the road. But we're going to see big discounts. We're going to see prices plunging. We're going to see investors rushing to the exits in 2023. And sellers who are smart, who need to sell, are going to get out. And they're gonna drop prices, and they're gonna get out. So the sales are going to begin in 2023. I think that the sales will get much, much severe in 2024. Credit card applications remain strong despite rising interest rates, New York Fed says. One thing we talked about last week was there are 555 million open credit cards account in this country. 550 million open credit card accounts. We have 329 million people officially as our population, yet we have 555 million open credit card accounts. And to think that people aren't using credit cards now to survive, look at the amount of credit cards out there. And in this article on Fox Business, the credit card application rate hit 27.1% in October, above last year's level of 26.5%. Applications rose for Americans with credit scores above 760. So people who have good credit, people with good incomes, they're applying for more credit cards. 555 million open accounts right now. Household debt, as we all know, has surpassed $16.5 trillion. Credit card balance saw the largest annual jump in more than 20 years. Credit card balances have reached $866 billion and climbing. Wait till after this Christmas. We'll probably be over $900 billion. Vehicle loan balances are also increasing. They increased by $22 billion in the third quarter. So we have credit card debt, we have mortgage debt, and we have auto loan debt, all increasing, all skyrocketing. And this is going to be the demise of so many people. And I do believe that when housing goes, it all goes. We have so many jobs connected in the housing market. It is a giant spider web. So many jobs in the housing industry. It's so connected. When it goes, it's going to take everything down with it. But what the problems we're seeing right now with car repossessions and delinquencies, that is telling us that very, very soon we're going to see more of these problems heading into the housing market. Here's another one. This is from CNBC. If rail strike begins, I think every union will honor picket line, says BLT president. This is one of the largest rail unions in the US. And the president is telling you that if the strike begins, every union will honor the picket line. This strike could happen by December 5th. This would be tragic. This would shut the entire economy pretty much down. It would be shut down, and at the worst possible time before Christmas. This would be catastrophic for the U.S. economy. Think about if we just shut down for a day, what kind of recourse that would have on the economy. Think about if they want to strike for 1 week, 2 weeks, the fragmentation, the blowback this would have in the U.S. economy. The economy is so broken right now, I don't think it could handle a blow like this, where the railroads go on strike. This would be absolutely catastrophic. I pray it doesn't happen. This would be big, big trouble for the entire country. The hedge today, FTX reveals top 50 creditors are owed $3.1 billion. And they're seeking to keep names confidential. I wonder why. Also, there could be up to 1 million creditors involved in this FTX collapse. This is going to affect a lot of people. And again, I've spoken about this so many times. These people who pulled money out of their homes to buy into all this, to buy into these Ponzi schemes, they are going to pay a god-awful price. I hope none of you got suckered into doing this. This is going to have a huge, I think, a huge effect on the economy heading into 2023. It's going to have a huge effect on a lot of consumers, retail investors, hedge funds, pensions, banks, etc. We don't know at this point how big this thing is and who exactly is involved and owed. But I did see some numbers last night, and they're astonishing. They're huge. So I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out, but it's going to affect probably the smaller guy a lot more than these big institutions, because the mom and pop who pulled out $100,000 or $50,000 out of their house to buy this, now it's gone as their home depreciates, as that money's gone to zero. This is going to affect the small-time investor the most. The U.S. accounts for nearly half of global diabetes drug sales. I want to close on this one. This was on the hedge last night. Let me repeat this. The U.S. accounts for nearly half of global diabetes drug sales. Again, another astonishing number. We are such an ill country, mentally, physically, spiritually, socially. As I leave you today, when I read articles like this, we can't always think about just the financial aspects of things. We can't always think about food and water and all the gear. We got to think about our bodies and our physical well-being, our temple. And so many people are just sitting on a couch eating the worst possible food. It costs nothing to go for a walk, costs nothing to go for a run, it costs nothing to ride a bike. We got to be moving, ladies and gentlemen. We got to keep the body moving. We've got to be getting in better shape right now. I really, truly believe we are going to see some of the hardest times since the Great Depression. I really do. And people who are dependent on these pharmaceuticals, people who are diabetic, type 2, type 1, you've got to be cleaning your act up. You've got to be eating better. You've got to be getting more active. You've got to be proactive now, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to get up. You've got to be moving. I cannot stress this enough. I believe so much, and I'm not perfect. I like to have a burger, a hot dog. I like fried chicken. I like Popeyes. I like all that stuff. I like candy bars. I like it all. I'm guilty. But I make an effort to keep it moving, to, be training, to be outside, to be doing something active, productive, getting off the X, moving, getting the blood pumping. You got to be doing that. But there are people just indulging every day in the worst possible food, sitting there, just, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yet they'll tell everybody else that, there are a lot of people out there that are very critical of other people, yet they need to get in shape too. You know, people will sit there and go, oh, look how, you know, overweight that person is. Look at their double chin. Yet they have a double chin and they're overweight. So stop judging other people and start worrying about you. We got to be worrying about one another, ourselves right now, and one another. And I want to share this with all of you that, you know, you do not want to be heading into the worst global depression, reliant on pharmaceuticals, not being able to run, not being able to move, not having a healthy body. You need a healthy body. You got to have a platform to build on. If you don't have a body, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much gold and silver you have. It doesn't matter how much food and water you have. It doesn't matter how knowledgeable you are. If your body is broken and doesn't work, you're in big trouble. And you are now going to be more dependent on your body than ever. So I wanted to say that. I don't want to rant, but I noticed that there's a lot of people out there that will judge other people that, you know, they look like this, they're, you know, this overweight and this and that. And those same people that do that have the double chins. In fact, they have 3 chins and they're very overweight. So stop judging other people and get yourself into shape if you're one of those people. But we could all be in better shape. I could be in better shape. Many of you could be in better shape. Many of you are probably in incredible shape. But I'm trying every day a little bit more, to eat a little bit better, to do a little bit more, to push myself a little bit more, challenge myself a little bit more. If you're not challenging yourself right now today, you are going to lose against the challenges that are coming tomorrow. You need to be testing yourself. You need to be challenging yourself right now, because what's coming is going to test every one of us. It's going to challenge every one of us. And many people will break under the pressure because they can't even get off the couch right now. So as I leave you today, get off the couch, get out there, get motivated, get some training, get active, do something, find something that you enjoy to do that's physical, and go do it. And you know what? Maybe if you don't like doing it, there's a lot of things I don't like to do. I still do it. I still do it because I have to do it, because I know it's good for me. So I'm going to leave it there today. God bless every one of you. Please like this video, share these videos, and make sure you subscribe. God bless.